going on with the brakes?
I dial a little to the front, I lock up the front. So I dial a little rear, I lock up the rear.
Was the alarm coming on?
No.
Okay. The guy that's fastest through there isn't decelerating from here to here, he's decelerating from here to here.
From here to here?
Yeah. Notice he's not giving it a squirt of gas, he's still like decelerating.
Who's that?
It's the guy driving Gelati's car. He's flying through there.
The guy driving Gelati's car?
Yeah.
Or Lou's car, you mean?
Lou's car, yeah. Flying through there.
Really?
Yep. He did a 17.5.
Yeah,
What I had.
It was like a 19.
Right. That's all right. We'll keep working on it. We got to get these brakes working because this is the deal. You got to get those brakes, confident in those brakes around here.
Yeah, I have zero confidence in them right now.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. Fix it.
Another 20-minute. No, taking that back plug out of the diff where the fill line is. Let's just see if we can get to that easily, and let's just make sure that that level's okay. I think these tires are probably hosed, but let's just look and make sure that they're junk. Just put a new set on for the next session. I'll go up.
Car could be better. We keep learning stuff, but we're learning it the wrong way. Brakes were just locking up every which way. I couldn't go fast.
Okay, forget about the braking. Where is the car still not putting the power down? Everywhere?
Here,
Okay.
I got loose there a couple of times. I can get loose here, depending. Here. And here a couple times.
It's all front wheel lock up in both directions. The corner weights, whatever they are, pretty close. And we just got to dial more to the rear on the brake blast, which tells me that we're putting more weight on the back end, which is good. Now we just got to balance the car for it.
Did that ride height help?
It was better going out originally, yeah, a little bit.
And then
After the change, I couldn't tell you.
It's just we're worried about the brakes. He wasn't thinking, you know. But I think the brakes got worse after the change, which means we did good.
what do we call this? This is some Midwest cooking.
We got to do this the right way.
Hey, let me know if that's all right.
God, get look.
The heat inside the car is just unbearable. It is just hot. Or you get like a double yellow during a race where everybody, meaning they got to clean up a wreck and you're not racing anymore. You're just kind of cruising around a pace car, behind a pace car. That's another time you just notice the heat, just unbelievable. But other than that, you're focused so much out there on what you're doing. Everything's going so fast, there's so much to think about. You don't even notice the heat.
He was pretty upset about the way the brakes were acting up the last session. Because of the way we changed the chassis, it made the front brakes start locking up. And he lost confidence in the brakes, which is a big deal for a driver. My main push this session was to get him confident in the brakes, confident that we fixed it. We knew what the problem was. It's going to be fine now. You go out and trust the brakes and just go drive the car and think about what we talked about earlier. Weekend, a new race. We're starting to get it dialed in. Tomorrow we're going to find out where we end up for the start of the race.
We ran some nice consistent laps and everything. The times are pretty decent, so we'll see what happens during qualifying tomorrow.
Well, today was our first official practice day, and it's all done now. First session we learned what not to do. Second session we got it a little more straightened out, but we still got a loose back end of the car, and I like to be a little more firmer planted. But Ray's happy that I can turn consistent, pretty quick laps, but they're not really quick laps.
Oh, right now, big concern is qualify well. Not many places to pass here. These cars are pretty even on the straightaway. You can't really get a run on anybody. Unless you get next to somebody, it's hard to outbrake them. So it's going to be real important to qualify well, just like at Sears Point. Let the people just mess up behind you. And so it's going to be real important to get him to bring it to another level for one lap. And it's got to be early while the tires are still good. And the biggest thing here is carrying speed into the corners. And that's one thing Tony's working real hard on proving. And if we can get him to roll a lot of speed into the corners, be real careful with the throttle coming out, I think we'll get a good qualifying run. But it's got to be done the first 2 or 3 laps while the tires still have all the good left in them.
We'll get the car on the ground and start warming it up here in a few minutes and get ready for our little qualifying session.
This is where it really counts, you know, the first time it really counts. You got to lay down a fast time, so we start well further up in the pack than further down in the pack. This track doesn't offer too many passing areas, well, or at least high probability passing areas, so it's what makes qualifying that much more important. So this stuff I'm putting here is trying to put a little something, even though I got earplugs that are molded to my ears. I put this stuff wax around the earplugs, try and get more protection against the noise, because in a race car they don't have mufflers. Go figure, huh? And they're a little noisy. I love the noise, but when you're in them all the time, it gets a little too noisy. He's just in here to put on his pants. So he doesn't want to do it in front of the camera, in case his linky's hanging out.
What happened to you? Looking like a dork? Wear a belt. This store has some. Just can't get him to wear one.
Hey, you should have a lockup alarm now. Turn and a half to the rear. Half. Tap the brake.
It's all the way to the rear already.
That's fine. That's fine. Cool. Okay.
We got 3/4 of a turn to the rear.
That's fine. Drive it. Tires are really exceptionally good for the first 3 laps when they're brand new. So I told him he's got to step it up to the next level and just convince himself the tires are going to be better, that he can drive it into the corners faster than he ever has for the first 3 laps, and just do it and just catch the car on the way out. He's got to slide the car going in. That's where the speed is, not sliding the car out. That's what I told him. That's what he did at Sears Point. Let's see if he can do it here.